Hi, this is Moody, and welcome to the Moody Rooms in conjunction with Pink Tarot of London. And welcome back to another tea time chat with myself, Moody, and Mimi.
Hello.
This week, or today, we are talking about the biggest turn-offs on a first date, or icks, or as I call them, heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
So, I actually remember two incidents that really put me off. So the first one, I never seemed to get past the first date. It seems to be going really well for me until
I meet them in
person. And then, not the meeting in person, but you actually go out for something to eat or you go for a drink. And I remember one guy, all he did was sit there slagging off the baby mum, his ex.
Oh, right, okay.
And for me, I was just sat there thinking, oh my God, one, you're not over her. Two, the fact that if a guy disrespects baby mum, doesn't matter what you feel about her, she's bringing up your kids. That's a big no-no.
Yeah.
And if they're rude about their mum as well, that's another big no-no, because it just kind of, for me, like if you've got a sister and a mum and you respect your mum and your sister, that says a lot about a guy. So talking about exes, but the worst, I think the worst one for me was when I turned up and they'd had a couple of drinks to calm their nerves, so they were half pissed,
no, so they're on a completely
and
different
then
level.
kept going off to the toilet to do cheeky lines of cocaine.
Oh.
So I think the second time, I just got a drink and I left my drink and I walked. I thought, nah, it's not happening.
Oh my God.
So that is a big no-no. Imagine turning up and then they have the audacity to go, I was really nervous, I thought I'd have a few drinks. Like, at least wait for the girl to come along. Stinking of like Jack Daniels and Coke, but then sitting there like chewing your ear off because they are so coked up out of their arseholes that it's just a fucking no. It's so wrong. So that's two of my experiences. I've got loads of experiences, but we have not got enough.
My only experiences have been for the first date being on a double date. Never do that. Never go out as your first date as a double date. Worst possible thing that you could do. Worst, because either the other couple is way far along in their relationship, so they're more comfortable, and then it kind of puts you in the situation who's kind of new, pressure to kind of meet that level, and then you're like, well, you want to go off and actually get to know the person, or you want to get off and just spend some time alone, but you feel like you can't because the other person's there. Yeah. Also, never go on a double date, cinema date as your first date, because oh my God, it's so awkward. Because I'm really getting into it now. It's so awkward because obviously, like, cinema dates are cute when you've known each other long, and then you can like go like a long period of time, like we're talking about 2 hours here, without talking, because you can't talk in a cinema, you can't get to know them in a cinema, which is, do you know what, some people might be fair enough for the first date because they don't really know how to engage in a conversation, which needs to sort out really. But it's so awkward because you're just there like, oh, well, this is nice, but I actually want to get to kind of chat to you, but you can't because you're in a cinema with loads of people in the dark.
Yeah. And
then also guys usually take it, am I going on a rant? I feel like I am.
Rant it out.
But I feel like it's coming from a deep place where this is coming from.
This is what we're all about. But a little bit of therapy and a little bit of chit chat with a nice cup of tea.
Because I feel like a lot of girls can relate to it, but a lot of guys will like say wear this certain thing so they can just kind of use that kind of cinema date just to get a bit touchy-feely, and you're like, no.
That's happened to me.
Has it?
Yeah, I was in a cinema with a guy, arm comes around my shoulder, and I was like, and then he went to grab a feel of my boob, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck off.
In the dark corner at the top of the room.
It wasn't even in the dark corner, in the corner at the back of the cinema.
It was right smack in the middle.
4 seats from the front. And I just remember thinking, you cheeky fucker, get your fucking hands off me before I knock you out.
When you haven't taken me on a proper date yet.
Exactly.
sit down meal.
Don't even know my name. I just met him outside and he had a free ticket and I decided to go in. That's a joke, by the way.
Sit down meals. Oh no. See, I'm gonna get my list out now. I have a
See,
list
I
of
can't
it.
see.
Red flag.
I am so messy when I eat
Yeah, you will know.
that
You
everything
have to wear a bib.
I have to wear a bib, so I find it really awkward going on a date, like for something to eat. It's bad enough, like with family, and they're like, oh my god, here she comes, like, you know, bring the bib out, and everything just goes down the front of me. Everything ends up in my hair.
You're wearing your meal, basically.
I'm wearing my meal.
Oh, she says it and puts it off. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna save it for later.
Saving it for later. But I do, and one of my other really things that annoy me is like I went on a date, so I had to travel from North London.
Oh my god, I remember this.
To South London. It was a bank holiday.
My phone was blown up to this.
It was a bank holiday, so to get sort of like from one side of London across the Thames to the other side, it took me about 3 hours, and my sat nav took me the complete wrong way. To then get to my destination, for then my date to turn around and go, we're jumping on the train back over to your side of the river. I was like, huh? What? The sweat was pumping out of me. And we did go for a lovely stroll along the Thames, and there was a skate park, and there was kids sort of skateboarding, and there was all these.
Why on earth would you want to see that?
Lovely couples.
You got a skateboard? No.
No, I didn't go on a skateboard. But then, what really fucking just put me off was he brought some little chorizos for me, and he brought himself some little donuts, and he didn't offer me one of his donuts, but took one of my chorizos and then tried to feed me it. And it was like, what are you doing? You don't do that. You don't know me well enough. Do not feed me. And then I was like, where's the donuts? And he was like, I ate them all. So not even a thought for me. Maybe I wanted to donut, even though I didn't. I thought
the thought needs
the thought
in the
of
offer.
it. Then he buggered off and smoked a joint. So that kind of, then we stank of weed. And then at the end of the night, he was like, you come back to mine for a coffee. And I was like, no, I'm going home. We all know what the word is for coffee.
Yeah.
No, girls, don't be doing that. So he was like, text me when you get home. And he didn't even bother to stay awake to check that I got home safely.
Well, you have to text him, not
so
he
I
has
had
to text
so
you.
no, he said to me, like, when you get in, can you let me know you got home safe? So I sent him a text. 2 ticks went through on WhatsApp, and then he didn't even open it to the next day. And I had some lame excuses. Oh, I fell asleep. Blah 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 blah. And I just thought, yeah, mate, you couldn't even bother to stay up. To wait to see whether I got home safely.
See, that's just what I mean.
And he messaged me a few times like, do you want to do this again? I was like, no. I didn't ghost him, because I hate people who ghost.
Yeah, you need to be kind of straight up.
The fucking balls. Yeah. Anybody who ghosts is a fucking dickhead. Can I just say this? I have so many people come through to me who have been ghosted. People who ghost, you're fucking immature, right? You need to go and just get a little bit of therapy. No, because it's really disgusting.
It is.
Have the balls to fucking say to somebody, do you know what? I'm not interested, or I'm not feeling it.
Do you remember that guy that told you how he went to the train station to meet her and he rang her? Oh my god, right, I'll let her tell the story.
So this guy is a fucking pig. You're a P-I-G pig.
You're
to
just
do
a
this.
dog.
You're a dog.
Actually,
you're not.
Dogs are nice.
Dogs are nice.
You're a rat. You're a rat at a station. That's what you are.
Yeah,
Scum of the earth.
You're lower than a snake's belly to do this. So this guy,
lower than an ant on the food chain. You're a chicken. If you know what that comes from, the gentleman. You're a chicken.
Yeah, you're lower than a worm's belly. So this guy actually had thought that I would be okay with him telling me this story. So he met this girl, and we all know that we've been catfished at some point. I've actually gone on a few blind dates that friends have set me up with, or gone blah 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 blah, and I've turned out and the person looks nothing like what they say in their pictures. Which is why, girls or boys, if you're listening, always video call before you meet anybody. This is why I don't do dating apps anymore, because they're full of weirdos and psychopaths, and that's for another time. So anyway, so this guy was chatting to a girl, and this guy wasn't particularly slim anyway. Like, he wasn't slim. He wasn't Slim Shady. He's more like Heavy D. Do you know what I mean? He's more the end of Pavarotti than being a skinny mini. So he had no room
He
to
had
talk.
no audacity.
He had no right to judge a girl's size. But this girl had made out maybe she was like a size 8 and maybe it was like a size 14 or a 16, which is normal. That's a normal size.
Absolutely.
So anyway, so he's turned up at the train station and he's looking at this girl, realised it's her and kind of gone, nah, fuck that. She's lied about her weight. Even though this guy's a fat fuck, excuse me, he really just was. So anyway, he's put his phone on mute. He's hid behind like a stall or a shop. Text her to say, are you here? And she's like, yeah, I'm by like WH Smith's in the train station. So he's looked and he went, yeah, I'll be 2 minutes. And then walked away and left her stood at the train station waiting. So this poor girl is stood there, and for all we know, she could have had kids and maybe had to ask her mum to come babysit. She may have been skin and spent the last of her money getting a really nice outfit to be stood up at the train station by him of all people. Now I'm not going to be nasty and just like be cruel about him, but the fact that he did that and left her stood there, because I know if that had happened to me, I'd be there checking my phone going,
it's the most awful
but it's not that, it's how long do you wait? Do you give it 10 minutes and go? Do you give it half an hour? Do you stand there an hour? And then do you think, oh my God, have they had an accident? That'd be, I'd be going, they had an accident. See, now I'd be like, you're just a dick. You're not showing up. But that is like, how long do you wait? Or do you wait? Like, how long? If a guy did that to you, how long do you think you'd wait? Because you'd be going like 2 minutes. I think after about half an hour.
You're mad. You're standing there for half an hour at the end of the,
No, but if someone said to you, like, you're 2 minutes away. No,
I'll give them 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly, but most normal people would be roughly, like, give them half an hour. But after about 15, 20 minutes...
You're like, no, they ain't coming.
No.
No.
And he blocked her and everything.
Oh, that poor girl.
So if this girl's listening, don't worry, darling, because I did the same to him. I didn't meet him, but I just
It's the audacity that he told you that as well.
Yeah.
And think, oh yeah, meant that, I'm going to tell her. She's definitely going to keep talking to me after that.
Yeah, no, I just...
No, the hell you're not.
No, I didn't. I just thought, yeah, you are not somebody that I would even entertain.
No.
In my little world.
Did you even have any prospects of even continuing talking to him?
No.
So he just sealed that off completely?
No. He just, that told me everything that I needed to know about that person. And that's what I'm saying. He could have just turned around and said, do you know what, I'm not feeling well, but to say I'm 2 minutes away.
And then, do you know what, look her in the eyes, not in the eyes, but see her from afar.
Could just take, if you haven't got the balls to go and face somebody and be a mature adult about it, then at least send a text. Don't leave some poor sod stood there like an idiot, heartbroken, and then, because then what happens is she's going to go home thinking that there's something wrong with her, when the actual fact is he's the one with the issue, not her. So going back to dates.
Oh God, food dates. Oh God, right, I need to pull up my list.
So I've already talked about a couple of my
See, this is what
disasters.
I mean. I feel like mine are not on par with yours.
Yeah, but that's because I've had loads of experience.
To be fair, I just don't give boys any chances, to be honest.
I don't. And again, it's like, if you're coming out to meet me, the first thing I'm going to do is look at your feet. Yeah. We have this conversation. So by the time I get to your face or whatever, it's
Going back off like meals,
but what would be, because I remember you telling me about that lad you liked, and we saw him out, and what was he wearing?
Oh no, he was wearing socks and sliders.
He was wearing socks and sliders.
Oh.
And like, we did have to have like
She did sit me down.
I did
with a cup of tea. I think it was multiple cups of tea, and she was like, "You need to sort your head out. Give your head a wobble." On that point.
Yeah, and actually, I think it's time for a tea break.
Yeah.
Not everything in life is simple, but here at Pink Tower of London, we believe a cup of tea and a good chat can diffuse most situations, and we have you covered. From ending the Monday blues with Monday Madness, to easing you into the weekend with Freaky Friday, and some midweek support with the Moody Rums podcast here on YouTube, come join the family at Pink Tower of London, exclusively on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
So going back, so Mimi, I want to hear your list of, as you call them, icks.
Oh, well, I've got it actually down as like, I use emoji, so I have it as like a red flag, that big blaring like yellow warning sign that you see on chemicals. Like, you know, like the triangle with the
yeah, like a certain person's friend we called health hazard.
oh god, yeah, that just, yeah. And then I've just got like the boy emoji. So, if they came up, firstly, if they're not there on time, like if they're like,
They should be there first.
They should be there first, absolutely. They should also, like, before we even go out, they should be like, hey, you still up for it? Or I'm just letting you know I'm leaving.
Checking in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
First of all, you cannot be wearing a mixed match tracksuit, depending on where we're going. But you can't wear a mixed match tracksuit. But you can't wear a tracksuit if we're going out for a nice, like, slap up meal. Like, you have to wear something a bit nice.
So a nice pair of trainers. But if, when I say trainers, I've got a really nice pair of D&G trainers.
Yeah.
And there are lads that really
I just
nice,
mean like fresh, like they need to be clean. They shouldn't have
if
like
they
dirt
if
on
they
them.
wore sort of those horrible brown boots that everyone used to wear.
No, like the Chelsea boots.
Yeah.
No.
What about the horrible Chelsea, like the boat shoes? Like all the boys, like all the boys from Eton. Yeah, see that would be an instant turnaround.
I'm not talking to anyone from Eton.
No, but
they've got plum in their mouth.
But you know, and I don't mean that. But do you remember there was a craze and a phase that all these lads were wearing those boat shoes
and then like with really tight trousers,
with the tight jeans, or and then they look really preppy with the jumpers tied round there, like Carlton or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
So some people can pull that off.
No, I don't know anybody who can pull that off. So I think for me, like a really nice, see, if they turned up,
to just know their trainers need to be clean and they need to be kind of fresh looking.
Yeah, nice pair of jeans.
You need to wear your best. It's like everyone's got like an outfit put aside for like when they're going out. Like I've got 2 trainers upstairs, like ready to be pulled out for the moment to arise. Like you have those type of outfits and trainers.
I've got boxes of trainers that I've never worn.
We know. I think you've got trainers older than me.
I have got trainers older than you. I've got Timberlands older than you.
Yeah.
That I still rock. But that's because I look after my stuff. And do you know what? Fashion just keeps coming around and around and around. But I think, yeah, you don't have to. If we're going out somewhere casual, then I do like a nice...
Yeah, absolutely, tracksuit. But if we're going for like a meal, maybe like a Fred Perry like top. Like a nice like polo kind of top and maybe some nice...
A bit like the Rude Boy Scar Boys wear. Yeah.
Not like with the suspenders though.
The braces. The suspenders are what you wear on your legs, love. See, I've got a couple of friends who are skinheads and I love their look. Yeah. But to an extent.
To an extent.
But I don't like the big sort of like Doc Martin lace up boots.
No.
I don't like those, and then the turn up jeans. But I do like some of the Fred Perry.
I do like the polos.
I do like the polo tops that they wear.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then they wear like some nice like maybe nice pair of jeans or
literally sprayed on skinny jeans.
Not those type of jeans.
But they can pull. But the rude boys and skinheads, they can pull that off because that's from a certain era.
Yeah.
But I do think that these boys that sort of taking all the steroids and they're literally busting out of their shirts to get the next size up. It's really off-putting. And then along with
when you get like all the sweaty marks underneath your armpits as well because the top is so tight.
Yeah, it makes me kind of just want to vomit.
Have you ever been on a date and like you're like eating and like this is on the list though, like. Do you know when you've got like the fork and you're picking up like the food with the fork and then they put it in their mouth and then they scrape
makes my teeth
scrape the food off like with their teeth and you hear like the scrape or like when they scrape the fork. I can't. That's one of my pet peeves. Like they actually like take the do you know what I mean?
It's making my teeth go funny now even just thinking about it.
Oh, and also this is one of my friends that told me this, that she went out with her boyfriend at the time and like he burped, like he actually belched without saying excuse me or pardon, and I was like, please tell me you got up out of your seat and said, I'm going to the loo, and then just walk straight out of that place, because that's disgusting.
If this her boyfriend, she should have really kicked him under the table and berated him when she got home, and I would have leant across the table and gone, we're outside, where's your manners? And do you understand what I'm saying? There's a time and a place.
Absolutely.
Boys do belch anyway.
Yeah, but like at least say excuse me.
But when you're out in public, you can kind of
I
hold
mean,
that down.
if you got to a place in a like relationship and you're like at home and
That's
like literally
different.
like that's different.
But when you're out
and about
if
in
you're out on a
public,
date, yeah, no,
disgusting.
like manners cost nothing.
Yeah. So let's fast forward to like towards the end of the date. So if they do not message you that you got home safely, or if you're going separate ways and he's not dropping you off, or whoever, they need to make sure that you got home safely.
Yeah, send that text or stay up for that text.
Yeah. And you shouldn't have to get the girl to actually tell you, like having to actually teach you how to like send a message. Like, you shouldn't have to ask for the message to be sent.
Yeah, usually your mature boys.
Yeah.
Probably more your age group. I say that, though.
Well, I say that.
That's what I was about to say. I say
his
that.
best mate sent it to me, so fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, when in doubt, go for the other one. But, then, like, there's, like, a category. Like, they need to make sure, like, it's not clingy. I wouldn't say it's clingy to like send a goodnight text and say that they got home safely.
I think it's
lovely.
I think it's considerate.
It's and then like in the morning they kind of say, good morning, I had a lovely time last night, maybe we could do it again, or how's your day been, or what have you got planned.
There's this thing, it's like the 3-day rule, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like how long, and I don't believe in like, treat them mean, keep them keen. If you want to send a text, send the text. If you're thinking of someone, say, I am thinking of you. And if you had a really nice time, then say it. But if you didn't, at least be honest and just go, do you know what, I had a really nice evening. However, I think it is just going to be this one day. I wish you well. People would have so much more respect. And then people, do you know what? And then we wouldn't have a society of people that constantly feel shit about themselves, thinking that they're inadequate or there's something wrong with them, if people were just a little bit more honest.
Waste man. That's what they are. Not the waste man that take your bin out on a Tuesday. Waste men that ghost you and decide to be absolutely
wankers. But then, like I've said before, there's something psychologically fucking wrong with people that do that.
Here we go.
Anyway, on that note, I think we're going to end. Thanks, guys, for listening in.
And us chew your ear off.
And we'll see you soon.